December 16th, 2022. If you are watching this in the future, please make sure you have checked to make sure there's not an updated version, as some of the software may have changed in the meantime. For those of you that are here with us today, thank you for being here. I have a lot of good information to share with you for stats purposes to be able to use for your listing appointments, buyer counseling, going off to those holiday parties. People are asking you how the market is, what's going on with the market. You can get 2 or 3 good facts and have a nice conversation by coming in here and spending just a couple of minutes on a couple of the 2 different tools that you have to use for REIN. All right, so let me go ahead and share my screen, get you up here to REIN MLS. So if you're taking notes, this is where we're going to be right here on REINMLS.com. And I've logged in. So this is once you log in, this is where you will show up. Do not go into Matrix over here for this information. You're going to stay right here with this navigation bar up top. All right, so we have 2 places. One, under products, you come down to Domus Analytics. This is a real-time tool that you can utilize. You can also come over here to resources and come down here to REIN Statistics and Maps. This is done in-house by REIN, put together. So it is a bunch of spreadsheets and papers. It's not interactive. It is by the month. So let's go ahead and start with that. So again, first tool, resources, REIN Statistics and Maps. Coming down, you've got what the reports are for. You've got a couple of quick jumps. So quarterly residential reports, monthly charts and graphs, city charts and graphs, distressed charts and graphs, annual charts and graphs. So right here, you can see we have finished through November 2022. We have historically back to December 2017. As soon as we finish November here, the 2017s will fall out. So if you want to grab something real quick from a historical purpose from 2017, grab those. Otherwise, you will need to contact REIN, and REIN will provide you the information that you're looking for. So let me just click on one of these. I'll go November 2022, just so you guys can see what we got here. This is a 35-page report. It is pretty much the same. So if you get accustomed to this report and you know you want to go to a certain page, you can pretty much always go to that certain page to get the information you're looking for. So just to go over the main page, stats, November 2022, and this will tell you right here, current active listings, total 4,945, 2021, 4,727, and 2020, 6,012. So you can see where these numbers are moving or heading based on that 3-year cycle. You can see then that is broken down by Southside and Peninsula. Then it's broken down further by detached and attached properties. Land and farm, multifamily, commercial, and apartments are put all together. So you can see those numbers there are also somewhat dwindling on some of these figures here. Also, attached properties is down 100 properties, while detached is up 400, but still less than 2020. All right, you have your standard agent, which is the typical listing that's in REIN, standard agent exclusive right, SAER. The preponderant, most of them here, and you can see that that number is down by about 700. The average market time, 38 days, 31 days, 37 to off time. Sold time, 33, 27, 29. So you'll be able to go pull the monthly report and come to this first page and see all this information. All right, then you have here your syllabus with what pages you can find these different documents on. Coming down here, what the definitions are, and then your report areas delineated here. And then you have these tablets or charts that show you what the month's supply absorption rate for this particular one is. And this will just go through what the cumulative is from that perspective. And we're going to scroll down till we get to page 10, which it has the new listings units by property region. So right here, we can see that in year-to-date 2020 at this point, we had 29,348. on the south side, 10,641 on the peninsula, for a total of 39,989. And at this point in 2022, we're down to 26,726, 9,973 for a total of 36,69, down 13%. So again, a lot of good information here to be able to use to understand where the market is and where the market is headed and going. I'm going to jump here to page 15. This will give you your pending sales report. So if we go down here, year-to-date totals, you can see that we were at 24,623 and 9,051 for a total of 33,674. Increased in 2021 to 37,169 and down 30.193, or an 18% drop, 19% drop year over year from there. However, not a 19% drop from 2020. And we know that 2021 was the most outstanding year. Scrolling on down, page 22, number of units by property region. These are settled sales, so these are the actual closings. So you can see here that the closings were 3176, we're down slightly, 3960, about 800 or so, and about 6,000 or so down from 2021. Questions at this point on some of these reports, how to find them, where to find them, what to do with them. Switch over here, see if anybody's chatting. No chat, no hands raised. Okay. So let's look at the settled sales report by type for you for November. So this nice chart here gives you what you have from a detached and attached, again, multifamily apartments, commercial land, and farms, if those are where you're spending your time. It goes across, it gives you a median sales price from 2020 and an average sales price from 2020, along with the units. And then we go into the 2021 and 2022. Then it gives us our year over year, 2021 over 2022. So you can see where those decreases are occurring. It's got it broken down then into the south side and the peninsula. It goes one step further. It will go then cumulative for the year to date on this with those same numbers. The next report after that will then break it down into your cities. So we could say as of November 2022, the highest average sales price looks like it was 409 in Virginia Beach. And that looks like it is a 3.13% increase over 2021, right? 3079. I guess that number's right. Those math, I don't do the math, so I'm guessing those numbers are right. But you can see here that your unit number has dropped by 42%, going from 752 units to 437 closed units. So if you're working in any of these cities, you certainly can pull them down by line item. Then jump down here to your peninsula cities. So you have a lot of information here that REIN has already pulled together for you. The reason being is if you work specifically in Norfolk, you don't need all the stats for Virginia Beach, Portsmouth dragging you down or raising you up. Whichever city you're in, it gives you that one or two numbers that you can have at a cocktail party or a holiday party. Don't be selling numbers tonight to everybody, though. We all know the same numbers. All right, this right here, you can see broken down your detached, attached, November 2021 to November 2022. So it's just separating those out by the cities. Again, sailed, detached by, attached by city year to date. So giving you these year to date numbers. Coming down here, again, you're going to get more month numbers. And then we get some more year to date numbers. And again, new construction at this point has this new construction numbers in here. I see Lori. So Lori, this might be some beneficial numbers that you might be looking for from a new construction perspective. Those are typically down towards the bottom, the new construction one. So like 31, if you're looking, that'll always be there for you. Same thing with page 32. And I believe, oh no, then this one goes into condos. And then we go back into year to date on the condo. And there is a single report for our listing people that are in the rental department. So sorry, rental people, there's just one page here for y'all. Not sure where or how, but we could talk to Al Patel if anybody's rental on the class, because Al is part of our group at REIN. Again, I'm going to ask if anybody has questions. If you want me to show you a specific report page, I think they're pretty self-explanatory. Questions? All right. So I'm going to close out of this and just go back here and remind you that these reports are here at any given point in time. All right. Next up is the quarterly residential report that they pull together. Obviously, Q3 is the last one we have here. So I'll bring that up real quick. And again, it is simply a one-page item, page 3 of that main document with the quarterly page or quarterly statistics. All right, you can break these down into your city charts and graphs. I'll choose Chesapeake since it's the first one there. And there's a little graph for Chesapeake. If you are really good with graphs and you like graphs and you can explain them, this is a great graph, I'm sure. I get a little confused with all the extra lines. It's here, though, for those of you that are really good with it and understand how to explain them. So you have these graphs available as well. Broken down by the cities that you're working in. Again, there's some distress charts and graphs here, and then you have some annual graphs, and we can pull this one up. This one's always kind of neat because it has the HUD estimated median household income. So that's the HUD estimated median household income is your blue line, and you can see where it's kind of creeping up, and there's a little dip and it's going back up. And then you can see here the median income sales price of settled sales as it just kind of fluctuates there. And then the number of units on settled sales. So again, a lot of information here that you can use in your presentations. You can use them as slides, you can print them, put them into your booklets, to your folders, whatever you're doing from a listing perspective. So lots of stats and graphs available to you. Now, again, none of these are customizable. These are all what REIN provides to us. Now, if you are more of a mindset of I'd like to customize it, I'd like to break it down a little bit more, get a little bit more deeper in a particular neighborhood, however, not have as robust of information because it's going to be more granular, then you can come over here under products to a tool called Domus Analytics. So we have Domus Analytics right here. And it takes a second for Domus because it is a live, active report. So you saw that as I changed screens, there was still some of these screens here were still auto-populating from that standpoint. This is the dashboard. You have 4 types of properties you can choose from: detached, attached, residential, and land. I know a lot of people like to use this tool because the detached and attached can be separated out, especially if you're doing multifamily units. This is very helpful if you're trying to get attached numbers. So you can see as I just click those, these numbers all changed. If you want to get all the residential, click it, and you can see those numbers adjusted again live to that feed number. Next over here are the 5 regions. You can have them all, or you could choose. So if we say, well, we don't really want North Carolina, we don't want other, we can take those out. They work there. You say, hey, Tim, I'm only on the peninsula. I only want peninsula stats. There we go. It adjusts us to the peninsula. You only want Southside stats and peninsula stats. Boom. You say, oh, maybe I only want Williamsburg. And every time you change it, again, this is going to be residential attached, detached for Williamsburg. Now you're like, well, I'd like it a little more granular, like a little deeper. Well, we come here and let's just say I just want James City County. And there's James City County for residential, detached, attached. Say, well, let's get rid of the attached. I could be wrong on this, but there you go. There's your numbers for residential, detached, Greater Williamsburg, James City Schools, November 2022. And let me click off of this. Here is your November 2022 stats. And here's where they are in compared to November 2021. So you can see 12.4, 2.5 October. So we're up 2.5 from October 2022, up 12.4 from November of 2021. So these are nice that they break these down. And as you see, as I hover, this will tell you the exact number wherever you might be. Now you might say, Tim, that's great. How do I use it? Well, you come down here and you click on the little print icon and you're going to save it as a PDF, or you can print it as a piece of paper. And there is where you can use that document right there. Now you can also come down here and you can drop this and say, oh, well, give me the stats for any of these other months. I don't know why you want them, but I would be in the right month, I think, if I was looking for those. But there you go. There you can change those stats as well. Questions on this toolbar, or tool, however you want to call it, this tool, before I go on to one of the more granular tools that they offer?
Yes, I have a question.
Sure, go ahead. Hey, Terry.
You can if you print that, or it does not become interactive. But if you can also send this as a link and post it as a link and it is interactive, how do you do that?
You need to get, where is that?
Can you do that from here, or do you have to
I
have?
think, no, you've got to have, I don't think it has that. Let me see at the bottom here.
Because I think Ralston showed me how to do it and I forgot.
Yeah, Ralston and his team, what they can do is they can set up in your website or your template where you can copy and paste this link, and then that would be into that. You would have to come copy and paste it and put it into that piece that you're looking for.
Okay. Okay. All right. Thanks.
Yeah, sure. But yes, that can be done. It just, you're going to need a little help from the marketing department based on the piece you're trying to do. All right, so next tool here is, any other questions? All right, next tool here is the weekly trends. Again, this is all live, so it does take a second for it to come up and populate, not too long. And this here is the week ending 12/10/2022, and you have the week ending 12/3, and then the week ending 12/11. So you've got your different numbers, your different stats here. And what we can do is we can go here to filters. And now that I have the filters, we can also have a drop down. So if we wanted medium sales, average, settled sales, median, average per list price, median days on market, sold dollar volume, active listings. So week supply, new under contract, back on market, new listings, median original, percent of distressed, removed from market, number of price change, average price changes. So you can see there's like 15 different trends that you can grab. You can also just do what we just did over here, changing it between residential, attached, choosing just the south side. And when I do that, then I'll change this over here. We could say Norfolk, or I guess we're just doing Chesapeake at this point. So Chesapeake and Suffolk, and then you can go over here and you can do even smaller numbers if you're looking for the smaller numbers or areas there for Chesapeake and Virginia Beach. I'm sorry, Virginia Beach and Chesapeake. Chesapeake and Suffolk. Okay, there we go. And there's your numbers, and you can see your little bar graph. And we go back on this one from 11/20/21 to 12/3. And if I go over here and I say, well, let's change this and let's do the average sales price. All of these hold, and there's now my average price. All right. Again, the limitation on this, though, is going to be $1 million. So 0 to 1 million. If you are in a higher price range, a price point over $1 million, this is not necessarily going to do you a whole lot of good. All right. So please be cognizant of the fact that this one is only going to cap out at $1 million. Questions on this tool here? Okay. I'll scroll back down here, get to the Market Insights dashboard. And you see it's loading up there because it is, as I said, interactive and live. All right, so here you've got your time series, your price distribution. Again, you have your drop down, same groupings So you can pretty much come into this report, see the same topics there. We can click on show filters. We have our filters here for all of these. It also brings in waterfront. It brings in square footage up to 4,000, brings in acres up to 3 acres. And we can come down here for no breakout by property type, by city, by area, by new resale, by month, by quarter, and by year. But again, you do have some limitations, but it does get you down to a granular level if that's what you're looking for. Questions on this? All right. The one thing that's a bummer about this is you always have to go back to the Domus to get to the next tools. I guess they figure most people aren't going backwards a whole lot. All right, pricing insights. All right, so pricing insights gives you your property type, your waterfront, gives you your regions, your cities, your areas, your type of properties, month to date. So if we do attached, detached, south side, Norfolk, all of them, selecting, and there is our scatter shot. So that gives us our pricing insight. So again, this is going to be a little bit more granular if I was trying to do something in West Norfolk, area 11. Oops, let me get those all gone. Let me check all those. Where do we get to here? Let's just get south side. Norfolk, area 11. And if we wanted to throw expireds in there, say what prices are properties expiring at? Not too many expired in Norfolk. So let's just take this off and see. Look at that. Not many expired. So that's a nice little tool too that you can put that in there. If you want to put the closed in, there's your closed price points. So you have your price points down here and your square footage, dollars per square foot. So this is where you can kind of calculate and figure out from a statistical standpoint if your property is pricing based on market trends. You can see over here some of your indicators as well. So again, not necessarily what I'd be doing to price. I'd be using my CMA, doing a CMA analysis, but you can come in here and you can get a pricing insight as to where are the properties closing or in this case, active, if you switch it to active. And there's your active bullet points. Questions on this? Again, I'm not advocating for this to be a CMA or to replace a CMA. It's just an indicator to help you with some stats overall. Any questions here? All right, let's go back to Domus for the last little tool. Again, you see that's all loading up. And then the market snapshot. All right, we got your sold homes, your medium sales price, your days on market, your active listings, residential detached, Chesapeake, and you got your different cities. So this is probably one of your smaller reports, but it's here. If you want to take a look at it, we can switch that to Hampton. We can do days on market, and there's your days on market. There's your active listings. So that's an interesting thing there too, right? Look at this. Here's your active listings. What if we change it to Chesapeake? Again, here we go. Up and down a little bit. Go to Norfolk. We were down, we're up, we're starting to go back down again. Virginia Beach, again, we're all still down. We're not seeing any skyrocketing acceleration of listings, right? So great tool to be able to go have a conversation with people before you go. I'm sorry, great tool to review before you go have a conversation with anyone. So definitely very helpful tool for stats and conversation so you can talk to your clients with some powers of numbers behind you. All right, questions? I think I got myself confused here. So let's go here. All right, Domus Analytics, back to that market dashboard. And you see those 4 tools right down here. All right, here's some little breakdown on what they have if you're looking for those. But again, this has been recorded, so you'll be able to go in there and look at these. You can also just go in there and start to interact with it. Go to products, go to Domus Analytics, and just start plugging in the areas that you work. Pay attention, focus, whatever you're looking for, broader, narrower. You've got a couple of good options here to have some stats, to have some numbers, and to be able to work with your clients, excuse me, in pricing, whether you're writing an offer or selling a property. All right, I'm gonna open up for any last questions. If anybody has anything they want to see, or if there's something else that you've heard about that I haven't talked about that you'd love for me to answer, happy to do it.